All right. According to my clock, it is now 9 p.m. And that means it is a great time to start Trials of Mana. So if you missed Legacy of the Wizard the other day, this copy of Trials of Mana, I pre-ordered it a long time ago, basically as soon as it was announced. And then the apocalypse hit. And when it was supposed to be shipped, it was marked as undeliverable and returned to Amazon. So they shipped it again the next day, and it was marked as undeliverable again, and this time it vanished. No one knows what happened to it. And as a result, it took me basically a month to get a refund for it. So last Friday, the refund finally comes in, and then on Sunday, the game just shows up out of nowhere. So I've got a possibly cursed copy of Trials of Mana, and I don't even know how we're going to tell whether or not it's cursed, because the voice acting in this game is pretty cursed as is. It's, well, you'll see. More cursed than DMC? Oh, maybe. I don't think it's going to crash. Let's put it that way. I don't think it's going to crash like DMC did. But, we'll see how good the curse is. Alright, let's start this sucker up. There we go. So one of the cool things about this game is that it's got a ton of replayability, because the characters that you choose both change the story of the game a little bit, but they also change the gameplay drastically. And even among taking the different characters, you could also build them in completely different ways, so it's very difficult for 2 playthroughs of this game to play the same. You'll probably need to use completely different strategies in some places, depending on which characters you pick and how you choose to upgrade them. It's an extremely good game, and even back in the Super Nintendo days, when it was incredibly buggy and there were entire stats that just didn't work, and entire characters built on those stats, it was still great. And the soundtrack, phenomenal. And I've heard that they really did justice to it with the remakes version of the soundtrack as well. But they also let you, choose between the two. But I think I'm going to stick with the remake soundtrack for a while. Is it loud? Oh, this game autosaves. Good, good. Let me turn it down just a little. Benevodons, huh? That's what they're calling it? Oh no, the jingle's super loud. Yeah, it's that way even on the Super Nintendo, so the game is very faithful, I would say. Benevodon. So back when you could only play, this via fan translation, those were called God Beasts. I don't know how I like Benevodon, but anything's better than God Beast. Peace was at an end. The war over high-quality MOS graphics had begun. Yeah, so the visual quality is certainly not FF7 Remake. It's more like The Doors in FF7 Remake. Okay, it's not that bad. It looks pretty good, I think. Treecast Ward of Dawn. Yeah, the tree exploded and I lost 50 frames. Oh, by the way, is my voice back to normal? I've been, not really chugging throat comfort tea, but I've had quite a bit the past few days. Yes, it's back to normal? Excellent. It also helps, I think, that I'm back in my regular setup and, like, sitting properly. That usually helps. Yeah. Very, very faithful recreation of the opening.
Trials of Mana.
Alright, let us begin. Ooh, that's a good title theme, though. That's, oh, what's it called? I think it's called Meridian Child. It's a very good track. Right. Both left and right enemies are visible. Yep, good. Oh, let's see. Get in. Started out like the Final Fantasy theme. Keep that thought in mind, because I've got something on that for you. I am a pro, so I'm going to go hard mode. But yeah, there is a Final Fantasy connection that I think you'll find interesting. So the first thing you need to do is select characters. The main character determines the big bad of the game, as it were. And let's go through them. So we got Durin. These 6 characters are the Hawk's small child. Alright, so we certainly have some opinions. So these 6 characters are based on the original 6 jobs from Final Fantasy. So Durin is the fighter, Angela is the black mage, Kevin is the thief. Sorry, Kevin is the black belt, not the thief. Charlotte is the white mage. She's also horrifying. Hawkeye is the thief. And Rhys is the red mage. Yes, the user named Hawk would like Hawk. This is shocking. Alright. Let's get some opinions. We've got people who want Kevin, Hawk, the child. Ugh. So Kevin is interesting. He is he's the black belt. He's got a gimmick that makes him go beast mode at night, and it increases his power. But you have to keep a supply of the items that change day to night to really use him effectively. He's pretty strong, though. His speech is a little weird. Hawkeye, the thief? Yes, so, where's dexterity? Oh, they just got rid of it. They got rid of the stat that Hawkeye used to be based on, so that's interesting. So the luck stat in this game is interesting because the original game had this roulette system when you opened up chests where they might be trapped or they might not, and luck changed the number of spaces on it that were traps. So I kind of like the idea of Hawkeye because if you can get... game's still louder? Yeah, let me turn that down then. So I like the idea of being able to get more stuff. Especially later on in the game, there are certain items that we're going to need a lot of if we want to do the things that we want to do. So, let's see. Yeah, we could do Hawkeye. Do we want to have Hawkeye as a main character or somebody else? I think I have done in the past... I've done Angela as a main character, and Durin, though I think they share the same final boss. Yeah, I think they're paired up next to each other. So Kevin and Charlotte share the same villain, and Hawkeye and Rhys share the same villain. Kevin main? Yeah, we can do Kevin main. don't think I've ever done Kevin's name.
Kevin! That's me!
Oh god. Oh. Okay, let's see what everybody sounds like. Okay, so where's Duran? Here he is.
I'm a soldier from Volsena. The name's Duran.
Alright, he's not too bad.
I'm Angela, Princess of Altena.
Oh, kill me. Do we even need to... Okay, so if you don't know, and this might change your opinions...
I'm Charlotte, resident beauty of Wendell.
Take Charlotte. Oh, you say that now, but you're gonna regret it 30 hours from now. Okay, though. Okay. All right, let's get Hawkeye.
The name's Hawkeye, renowned thief from Navarre.
Ah, Hawkeye's all right. And Reese.
I am Reese. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Yeah, she's fine. So yes, all of the characters are good. You can't really go wrong unless you pick Charlotte. and then you just die. You just explode if you choose Charlotte. Alright, well, let's see. If you really want Charlotte, we can do that. I'm not going to pick her as a main character, though. Like the last 4 characters? So do I. What would be a good party? So if we're going to have a white mage, I would want like one of the pure physical characters, and then one of the kind of hybrid characters. Yeah, we could do hybrid characters, 2 hybrid characters. Yeah, let's do
The
Hawkeye.
name's Hawkeye, renowned thief from Navarre.
And Reese.
I am Reese. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
And you sure you want this? So there is one advantage to picking Charlotte. Hey now, does democracy mean nothing? What country do you think this is happening in? I'm democratic enough to allow 2 of your picks. Yeah, I'm democratic enough to allow 2 picks. I'm gonna choose one of them, and based on your preference for these guys, my pick is gonna be Reese because she goes well with them. So we could do Kevin, Hawkeye, Reese. Yeah, wouldn't that be great? I'm really trying to put off choosing this. Okay, so if we're gonna take Reese and Charlotte, then let's pick Kevin or Hawkeye. Might be a little too easy to break the game with Hawkeye. Why don't we give Kevin a shot?
Kevin! That's me!
It's him, the real one.
I am Reese. It is a pleasure to make your acquaintance.
Alright, I have never played this party before. I have played the actual opposite party of this, though. I've played Durin, Angela, Hawkeye, and that game was a breeze. So we'll see how this does.
I'm Charlotte, resident beauty of Wendell.
Look at her face. I think she's a serial killer. Harem party? Just pick all the girls? All the girls isn't a bad party. I think I've played that one before.
Persecuted by humankind, beastmen were forced to live a life of seclusion in the dark woods of Duskmoon Forest. Only one managed to stand up against the oppression.
The gold one is the special statue.
He became king. Under his rule, the beastmen banded together and created the kingdom of Ferolia.
Oh my god, Lion-O got
There
ripped.
he and his kin waited for a chance to get revenge on the humans who drove them
Like
into
super
hiding.
ripped. Got his quarantine beard going.
Well, 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 if it isn't his furry majesty himself. How do you do this fine, fine...
Super secret hidden statue? I'll be honest, I wasn't paying attention. I was too busy goofing on Charlotte.
Ah, finally! The time is upon us, sire. With the coming shift in the world's mana power, now's the perfect opportunity. For what? For us! All to get back at those nasty humans!
Do I know you?
Oh, how silly of me! They call me Gormond, Death Devourer. Our goals are the same, for I hate humankind as much as you do. May I offer you some unsolicited help?
I like that he's got those generic wolf enemies as his retainers.
Outsiders and help are unwelcome. Be gone!
No, wait. I'll leave, but if you change your mind, my dark spells are always at your service.
Yeah, jaw physics do leave a little bit to desired.
Wait. I'll give you one chance.
Oh, I shan't waste it. Now then, tell me what you would have me do, and consider it done, Your Majesty.
Yep, I hate that guy. Let's punch him. That's what Kevin is really good at, is punch. I'm gonna turn it up a little in my ears.
Kevin was the one and only son of Ferolia's king. The young boy's human mother had long since abandoned her half-blood child, leaving him to be raised in the forest by the Beastmen.
Yep, it's a good doggo.
Due to his Spartan upbringing, Kevin never connected with others. He was raised as his father's successor and trained to fight from infancy, leaving little time for friendships. One night, the young prince came across a slain mother wolf and her living pup, Carl. Finding a true friend in the affectionate wolf, the boy's frozen heart began to thaw.
Hey, sleep good? Huh? Carl?
Wow, that sentence structure.
What was that yip, Carl? Tiny, but still a wolf. Don't bark like a dog. Here, howl. Like this. We're alike. You and me. A little wolf who acts like a dog. A beast man with human blood in my veins. And neither of us have a mom. Don't worry, Carl. I got you. And I'll protect you, since your mom can't now.
They should have just got William Shatner to voice him. That's who he sounds like. Yeah, there's a little blip in the stream.
What's wrong?
I lost about 100 frames. Yeah, I hope you didn't like Carl.
No, Carl. Can't fight you. Won't fight you.
Because now we have to kill Carl. Interesting, okay. Is that how they use... Oh, okay, so they changed it a little bit.
Stop! What are you doing? Carl!
It's probably Gormon's fault.
Stop! Body's moving.
See, it got you there.
On its own.
I told you about how you're going to regret Charlotte 30 hours from now, but I neglected to mention that you would regret Kevin immediately. So yes, his gimmick is beast transformation.
No. 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 Carl.
Yes, you cannot pet the dog. It's true.
How did this happen?
No. Oh my god, it plays the game over music?
Unable to resist his beastman instincts, the boy transformed and attacked his only friend. Kevin made a grave by the flower patch they'd often visited. Racked with guilt, there he wept for his lost friend.
So sorry, Carl. I'm sorry.
I love the little loading bar, though. The bouncy rabbite. The game case comes with like a bunch of advertisements from Square Enix, and one of them is advertising a plushy rabbite, which I kind of want.
Afterwards, Kevin didn't know how long he wandered the forest. Eventually, however, he made it back to the palace. But nothing was the same.
Carl. Couldn't protect my friend. I couldn't stop
Uphill?
myself. Beastman blood. Oh, wait.
Yeah, I would say that
Why?
Kevin and Hawkeye probably have the
Transform,
worst
why?
intros in terms of horrible
Why now?
things happening to them.
King might know something.
Alright. Ooh, treasure. Let's see if they still do the ring. Item ring. Alright, let's see. Hold R1. Oh, I can set things as shortcuts. Okay. I probably want like a regular healing item. Don't look so good. Nope. Dash. Beasts feared fire, but beastmen are different. Not letting me destroy this jar. That's unfortunate. Let's hoping a little more breakable physics stuff. Drive out the humans. Fewer moons? We're counting moons now. Alright, we got chocolate. Good. Cat. Need that book from Trails in the Sky to tell me what that cat said. Gonna look for a little more treasure. There we go, item seed. So there's, you can get these seed items that you can take back to an inn and plant, and then they turn into whatever the seed type is. So items give you items, weapon seeds give you weapons, that sort of thing. There's a special one that we won't get to till way later. That, where do we jump? That helps you power up. Oh, there it is. Yeah, let's save. Yep. Yep. Yeah, I didn't see anything there about a diamond statue.
By order of the king, the Beastmen forces are hereby sent out to take over human settlements.
Ab poppin'.
First target is the holy city, Wendell.
They might remember Wendell from Final Fantasy Adventure.
Now's our chance to
As
pay
where
back
Shibba
the
lives.
humans for what they've done. Once we take their precious holy city, we'll have already dealt a serious blow to those weaklings. They'll be shaking in their boots.
It's, but there's 2 stars. Where else am I supposed to be exploring? Maybe over here? Yeah, so Gormond in the original, I believe, is called Death Jester. Which I kind of like a little more. Oh my god, you're right, it is chest hair. Wow. That's something, buddy. Do you have to style that? Do you get gel? Do you use gel on that? Spike it a little bit? Yeah, I liked Death Jester.
Listen up, Kevin. We'll be taking Jad, then it's straight to Wendell. You hear that, Princeling?
You remember Jad, also from
Your
Final
old
Fantasy
man
Adventure.
picked me to lead the Beastmen to victory. He trusts me with his invasion plan, not you. How does it feel to be a waste of space, huh?
Urge to punch this guy is rising pretty quickly. It is nice having like the mini-map and everything in the new version. It was,
I hear something through the wall. I know that voice.
Well done, Gormand.
It's an honor to fulfill the wishes of the king. Tell me, were you impressed by my daughter?
like, doesn't this guy just scream Death Jester?
Corrupting the will of a tiny pup to attack my son is child's play. No matter. It induced Kevin's transformation as planned. With no more attachments to keep him from training, my son will become a weapon. I have no more need of you. Leave.
Wait, what? Be reasonable, Your Majesty.
Oh, like the bouncing? Yeah, it's kind of goofy. There's a lot of goofy sounds in the game.
You beast!
Egads! Just
Stop right there, coward!
Yes. Use that hatred I see in your eye. Bend it to your will, and let it fuel your beastman power. Never lose it.
Shut up!
Foolish boy. Know your place.
Did he just cannon travel from getting punched?
You called yourself Death Devourer, did you not?
Oh, yes, indeed, Your Majesty.
I leave my son to you.
Understood, sire.
He just gone. He got smacked out of the country. Oh. I thought... Oh, here's the music from the pre-stream. It's a pretty good rendition. So yeah, the Duskmoon Forest is it's a really cool area. You have to come here at some point no matter who you're playing as. But it's kind of ooh, those are good flutes, hang on. Yeah, the gimmick here is that it's always nighttime. So it's a good place to play as Kevin. Oh wow. I'm not entirely certain what I did there, but it was I think I got my controls mixed up a little bit. Okay, square is dodge. Got it, okay. Let's see, you can't cross the water. That'd be too easy, but I guess there's a bridge. So yeah, a lot of times if you go to places at night, the enemies will be sleeping. So you can get a sneak attack on them. And it looks like this game has combat bonuses. Okay, that's cool. That's a new addition. Extra stuff for if you accomplish certain goals. I like that. Oh, and they even kind of made new versions of the death animations. Like, beast enemies will explode into a pile of bones, that sort of thing. That's cool. Healing items, nice. I can already tell there's a lot of like gameplay improvements in here over the original. Okay, training characters. Level up to increase your HP and stats like strength. Increase stats, you can use training points to power up your characters, learning moves and abilities. Put points towards abilities from the training section. So in the original, you would just pick a stat to level up, and you would eventually get abilities as long as you leveled up the correct stat. This seems a lot more involved. Alright, let's see. Learn moves. Spells and attacks are added to the ring menu. Moves cost MP. Stats. Abilities grant you special bonuses. Chain abilities. Equip these abilities. Oh, affect the whole party. Okay. So let's see. Kevin's natural strength is strength. Let's take a look at the list. Plus 5. Damage dealt increases by 15 when HP drops. To be fair, you spend a lot of time at low HP in this game, so that could be very strong. Alright, ward off. Decreasing 10% chance at getting half damage. Defense and magic defense increased by 10% while charging. I guess that's sort of a super armor type thing. Kind of like that. And base stamina. Stamina is defense. Int. Effect length increased by 100% for status increase caused by move. Well, normally I wouldn't think of Kevin as an intellect character, but if that's a good ability. If you can get something that boosts power, like a lunar boost. Basically, moon magic or saber spells, which Reese can get. Alright, payback. Reduce amount of CS gauge used by 10%. Oh, that's interesting. 5% an enemy defeated. That's also interesting. The class strikes are how you do a lot of damage in this game, so I'm kind of thinking that maybe we want to get some of this. And then luck. 50% chance of no knockback. Got 5% chance of canceling damage from opponent. I think that we will get a lot of value out of this over time. Equip learned abilities in order to use them. Some raise your stats, some help. Okay. So there's a limit to how many things that you can equip ability-wise at a time. That makes sense. Locked to class. Not sure what that means yet. Probably class ups? Phenomenal Fist. Phenomenal. Supreme. Costumes. Oh, that's all sorts of good stuff in here. Organize your ring menu. Yeah, so this was something in the original as well. You only had a limited number of spaces on the ring. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you don't need the item seed on the ring menu, but whatever. And strategy. This is the AI. Since you only control one character at a time, but you have 3, looks like you have better choices in here than the grid from Secret of Mana anyway. Alright, this way. It seems that you need to charge up a lot before you can use the specials, though. It was a pretty quick process in the original. You get 1 bar per hit.
What did you do to Carl? Give it back! Give it back!
Spare me! I was merely following His Majesty, the King of Ferolia's orders. Wait. I've come to you with an offer. Wouldn't you like to know how to bring your little Carl back to life?
Oh, this never ends well. Never ends well.
Huh?
Shh, listen. Ferolian forces are on their way to Windle as we speak. You need to find the Priest of Light who lives there. Why? Because he knows how to bring back the dead.
You lie!
Oh, now does this look like the face of a liar? You cannot wait! Ludger's guards have already left. If you dally, they may do away with the priest before you arrive.
Where's Wendell? Where?
It's this way, Your Highness. Now, you must make for Mintus. It's just outside the Dusk Moon Forest. And from there, you can cross the sea to the city of Jad. Windle is quite close to that location. So don't dawdle, or Ludger will have complete control of Windle before you even arrive. Understand? Try to stay out of the sun, okay? In fact, I shouldn't be seen here with you either. I'll take my leave. Goodbye and good luck, young prince.
So everybody knows that that's just not happening, right? Like, nobody's getting brought back to life here.
Wait for me. Priest of Light and Wendell will tell me how to bring you back. Still my best friend. Carl. That coward is no father. He must be the reason Mom left me behind. Is she alive? I want to see her.
Kevin burned with hatred for his father and shame for the feral blood in his veins that made it deliver the final
Charlotte's not going to be
misguided
anybody's
blow
new best friend.
to his only friend.
Well,
As
I mean,
the
to be fair,
Ferolian
she is a
troops
healer.
left the castle,
Most of the
young
time.
Prince was hot on their
Except when
heels.
she's a necromancer.
He had to get to Wendell and ask the Priest of Light to bring Carl back to life.
It just swims. Oh, he made it. Yes, so everybody's kind of got their original class, but there are multiple points in the game where you can rank them up, kind of like in Fire Emblem. And those upgrades are split into light or dark paths. And one of Charlotte's dark classes is Necromancer. Which I kind of think I have to do. Because, I mean, if we're going to use her, and she is, you know, the terror that flaps in the night, might as well just make her a Necromancer. I don't know if it's good, but I know it's possible. I'll say this, though, it is very difficult. I don't know that you can completely screw up a party so badly that the game is unwinnable. This isn't Legacy of the Wizard.
to Ferolia.
Yeah, oh man, so.
Don't resist. We may spare you.
Ferolian forces have taken the town and closed the docks. Now my ship's stuck in the harbor until who knows when.
Until that
Too many
text box
guards.
leaves the screen anyway.
Can't let Beastmen find me, but I have to go to Wendell. For Carl.
Yes, this is a bit of an interesting one. I think the first thing we're going to do is go to the inn. Because we have that seed, right? Oh, the pot levels up. Oh, that's cool. So one of the roughest things about the original was having to grind for seeds. Well, if they're going to make that easier, then good. It's a Hagen chip, I don't know what that is. Let's see, what is that? Oh. That's a buff. Good. And there's this guy. Classic. Okay, in the early stages of the game, you can meet the other characters. And that's where you run into Angela. And have her cape clip through the ground.
What's wrong with you? Could you give a girl some peace and quiet? Back off.
Kevin's having a really bad time getting smacked.
You can't get anything past me.
There's lots of treasures kind of hidden all over the place, aren't there? Well, why don't we look around for some treasures? Ooh, ooh. Let's do more gardening. Let's garden more. Yeah, so Angela's a little strange. She's kind of she's a rebellious teen character, and also an incredibly powerful black mage. In the original, she's like all damage all the time, and gets a little bit of healing though. If you choose her light classes. Let's see. Won't be able to use item shop, I believe, because there's this guy just kind of chilling. I like how they redone Jab. Like, it's clearly, like, basically the same. But it looks way cooler. Six. Got 6 whole money. Yeah, so without Angela, I think Reese is going to be leaning a little closer to, maybe a little closer towards black magic. I'd like her to get a little bit of both. I don't know how great attack spells are in this version of the game. Like, are they instant cast, or do you still have to stand still and use them? There was, in the Super Nintendo games, you could basically get some invincibility frames, or at least set it up so that you'd have one character cast a spell, and then another character would start casting a heal on them while an enemy was beating the snot out of them. And you could time it so that when they finally got out of their casting animation, the heal would get them, and would prevent their death or undo the damage, things like that. Ah! Here's an interesting fellow.
This town is caught up in a war it never wanted. It's the same story everywhere you go in the world these days. Like my homeland. What on earth is going on?
Hello, hello, welcome in. You've missed party creation, but you will,
Ferolia look like humans during the day.
you will see the horrors that Shad has wrought
Animals.
soon enough.
Don't leave the house after dark. You hear?
I think I'll leave the house after
If you're
dark
trying to
on
leave the
purpose.
city, night is actually best. Once the beastmen transform, they lose their better judgment. The whole lot of them tend to get together and brawl amongst themselves until dawn. It's easier to sneak out of the city then.
Yeah, this game is fun.
Good luck.
It's a, so far I'd say it's an excellent remake of a classic game.
Wait for night. Sleep at the inn until then. Just wish our guards weren't the ones causing trouble.
Yeah, once we get out of Jad, it's going to be a lot more action focused. The core of the game really is a lot of fight and dungeon. I'm really looking forward to see how they do some of the boss fights. Still sleeping, Angela? Yeah, she's still sleeping. Maybe Charlotte can resurrect Carl, I don't know. I don't know if you're going to like what you get if you, if you let Charlotte do it. Yes. 2 money. Gonna get more money out of this fountain. No one can stop me.
Something's not right with the town. Watch yourself.
Oh. Did we not take the boat here? I could have sworn we get on the boat. Oh well. That's fine. Found 1 medicinal herb. Yeah, just swim. He's proven that he can do it. We don't need boats or buskaboos. Rabite Zone. Alright, Cascade Cabin. Alright, let's get a quick save in. And what's this way? Oh, here's the ocean. We were just here. Let's just swim. Wait, let's loot the place first, and then we can swim. Yeah, the Star Disturber is going to be pretty important, I think. Or maybe not. The Star Disturber is not the item I thought it was. What's the one that switches day-night? Oh, it's not letting me swim. I don't think this is going to work. I think we gotta fight the Rabites after all. I don't really want to, because they're adorable. I love Rabites. But I will punch them if I have to. Gives Kevin sunglasses. Ah. The bees. Ah, it's so adorable how they sleep. They just like flop their ears over their eyes. I feel legit bad punching them. Now, something here, as soon as I find something like appropriately dangerous, it's gonna get whacked real good. Maybe I'll get that heal real fast? Yeah. Now if they're just gonna leave this jar of healing over here, I'm gonna take it. It's at least as powerful as candy. I guess this one's for charging my gauge. Yep, it's been that way since the beginning. That's one of those kind of unique things about the Mana series. Like, everybody else has potions and the like, and this is, you just eat some chocolate, it's fine. I think it's a lot more relatable, because I too recover HP when I eat chocolate. Then again, I would say I get MP from it as well, so it's like even better in real life. Good thing we got this second save point here. The deadly Rabite Forest is incredibly deadly. Gotta get those saves in where we can. Get out of here, Mushroom. Oh, you get one use per gauge. Oh, that's really powerful then. Wow, I did not realize that you get a full use per thing and not just once per full gauge. Yeah, that's way better. Man, Kevin's just getting knocked flat on his butt.
Get through. What is this? Better find another way in.
Alright, so that's where we need to go. But we gotta get rid of that barrier. And apparently, this is the way you do it. Yeah, I tried playing this game in I have the original Japanese cartridge for Sega Densetsu 3, and it's got too much kanji for me. I could not figure out what to do in this part. I think I eventually got past it by trial and error, but it was not fun. Alright. So first thing, let's just loot as much stuff as we possibly can. Like the first rule of adventuring. Break things and steal stuff. I think someone's just setting off fireworks outside. Hopefully all the neighborhood dogs will react in a calm and collected manner as they always do. By barking their heads off for an hour straight. Steal this guy's pumpkins. I forget, in Breath of the Wild, could you steal pumpkins from the pumpkin patch? Like, was there a time where you could actually do that, or was there always somebody guarding them? Ooh, fireworks all weekend? That's rough. That's pretty rough. Yeah, so it turns out the solution here is also to stay overnight. Amazing how that works. I want to check weapon and armor, though. Not that I have any money. That's not useful. It's kind of disappointing that a lot of people have just given up on the whole trying not to have a second apocalyptic event thing. Oh, that's some interesting loading right there.
No one believes me, but I saw it. A strange light was floating over the lake. Maybe it'll appear tonight, too.
Alright, so that's 2 clues. But we know, everybody knows the rules. You need 3 clues. And you have to write them down in your handy-dandy notebook. Man, I love that there's just stuff everywhere. There's no point to breaking that pot, you just can. And I appreciate that. Whee! Insightful NPC dialogue. You used to be able to go through the cavern, but Wendell closed it off. And by combining these 3 clues, we need to go to the inn. Someone interesting here? I think there might be. I could have sworn there's somebody interesting here. I might be thinking of a different town. Hopefully now that it's daytime, the innkeeper will be awake. Oh, but we gotta garden first. Gardening, very important. Plant it all, baby. Oh, thank God I don't have to do the whole thing. Don't play the animation 8 times. Alright, let's see what items we all have here. Oh, we got some magic items. And, they have set attack powers. Okay, that's good, because I have no stats. Speaking of stats, maybe I should, use some stat up points. Alright, let's do effect length. We don't need that yet. I think we need some punch. Oh, I only have 1 training point? Really? Well, that kind of stinks. Maybe you get 1 per level. Alright, I'm gonna hold on to this point then. Yeah, that's one of the great things about gardening. You know, you just plant some things and, you know, sometimes you get candy, sometimes you get plants, and sometimes you get Satan. It's really the mystery and the surprise that makes it worthwhile. Oh, is everything opening back up on Monday? I know they opened up, Japan ended the state of emergency this week, so everything's basically back to normal there, and I heard that their cases per day is down to like 20. Which is amazing for how short a time the whole place was shut down.
What the?
Unfortunately for Kevin, they're having a rave outside.
A light.
Let's see if anybody else has opinions on the rave. It's real.
What?
It's happening.
Flying light. What was it? Never seen anything like that. Where did it go?
That's a smooth rock.
Where did it go?
Ah!
Where did...
Story and legends say that phantasmal light will bring the destruction of the town. And apparently it's just on this rock.
Where did it go? I should follow.
Thank you, Doom Rock. Yeah, I'm not sure what phase we're in terms of reopening in California. Whether or not the regular office buildings are open yet. Like in our case, I know that we need like specific approval to go in, and they have to individually reactivate only the badges of the people that are going in who have like a necessary business purpose or something like that. It's kind of crazy. I don't need to go in that bad. I ordered an air conditioner, so if they have me just stay at home all summer, I'm going to be just fine now. See, the mushrooms have already leveled up. Getting juked out by an orb. Orb better get back here. Oh, that's right, you gotta jump. Gotta jump first to hit things in the air. Rabite strong. Question mark? I think that's exactly what it was like in the original. Just question mark? Chocolate. And I kind of want chocolate. Every time I pick up a chocolate, it makes me want to go eat chocolate. Now, even though I'm on hard mode, the regular enemies have been fairly easy. But we'll see what happens with the bosses.
You...
This game's
alive?
boss fights are kinda tough. In the original, at the best of times.
I'm alright. Oh. Who are you?
I am Kevin from Ferolia. Saw the light.
I see. I have no other option. So I suppose you'll do. Hold on.
What?
Nope, that's not Charlotte, that's the fairy.
I'll tell you later. Please. I need you to take me to the Priest of Light in Wendell. I can't fly any further on my own.
Fairy is our friend.
Fine by me. Going to Wendell too. But Cascade Cavern. Can't get through right now.
I can get us through the barrier. But we need to hurry. Something has happened to the Sanctuary of Mana.
The Sanctuary of Mana? Wait. Ah! What happened? Was it Astoria? Gotta go back.
Yeah, rip Astoria, they're all dead.
We need to get going. Let me rest inside you for a bit. You won't see me, but don't worry, I'm still here.
Oh! Wait! What?
Don't delay. We must see to Astoria.
Ah! She's in my head? Ah!
Hurry!
Yeah.
On it.
We take Fairy with us.
So, why are you heading to Wendell?
Priest of Light can save Carl. Bring him back.
Oh, I see you haven't had an easy time yourself.
Now, I know the town is burning down, but I will never not take a chance to loot. I wanted that to hit the mushroom, not the rabbite. Yeah, Kevin's voice has been getting a little better as the game has gone on. He still delivers his lines like Shatner, but it's at least partially intended to be that way. Like, I think he's supposed to be kind of Tarzan-like. Oh, wait, back attacks give you crits? Well, that's new. That's good information. Yeah, so I guess the Doom Rock was right. There was phantasmal light and then they got burned to the ground.
Where are the humans?
This looks like the work of beastmen.
Cowards!
There is no time to waste. We have to get to the Priest of Light as soon as possible. Wendell is in danger.
Yep. Rip that whole city. I think that matches the death toll from Final Fantasy Adventure just in one cutscene. Alright. Now, just remember that you asked for this. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. This is not who I was expecting.
Pardon me.
Where's Charlotte?
I believe there is a barrier blocking the cavern route to Holy City Wendell. I do not suppose you know a way around it?
Oh, actually...
A fairy can get through the barrier. Oh my.
I thought Charlotte was supposed to show up
I
here.
believe I saw fairy's light in the forest last night, but I was unable to investigate because of the beastmen in the area. Would you mind terribly if I were to accompany you? In truth?
Alright, let's not do Riza's flashback.
I am the princess of the Kingdom of Laurent, as well as the captain of the Amazon Guard, since my mother passed.
I guess you just get the cutscene version of it instead?
Navarro tricked my brother Elliot into letting them into the depths of the Citadel. They managed to stop the protective winds of the peaks. With the winds gone, the sleep spores incapacitated the Amazon guards, allowing the thieves to burn the Citadel. They never stood a chance. Not even my father. The king survived. Laurent is completely overrun. And my brother Elliot is missing. Taken by the enemy. I will find those fiends and save Elliot for my father and my country. And also for me. Laurent will not be defeated, but I have not yet the power to restore my country.
Yeah, Laurent is...
Nor find my brother.
That is what's probably the hardest boss in the game.
My father once told me that His Eminence, Wendell's Priest of Light, would offer guidance if ever I were in trouble. That is why I am here.
We will, we'll eventually have to go and take back that castle, and it's not going to be a good
I have not yet
time.
introduced myself. I am Reese. It is a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, okay, so we can switch around. Let's see if she's got some levels. Yes. Yes, she does. What level is she? Oh, she's level 4. Alright, so Int and Grease is the red mage type character, so all of these... like, basically everything but luck is good for her. Let's see what her abilities are. Counter, attack increases by 10%, 30 seconds when receiving damage. Interesting. Laurent is the Hawk Grease boss. Yes, they share a boss. Intercept. Damage dealt just reduced by 5%. Okay. Int. Attack increases by 15%. Wakil. Oh, those are good. Holy Original Spirit List. Let's put a couple here and a couple here for now. Alright. So just in case we want to, intentionally get poisoned.
So impatient. Give me a moment.
Oh wow, you're not kidding about her ears. They are kind of crazy. They got spikes.
There. You should be fine now.
Alright, so are we still nighttime? Well, caves are dark, right? So we should always get the boost. Yeah.
All by yourself, yes? That is hard.
I am captain of the Amazon Guard. I am quite proficient with a lance or spear.
Yes, we will work well together.
Oh.
Been on my own a long time. It's good to have a companion.
Okay.
Just weaken these.
Got stabs. Stabs are good. But we need to get her some blue. Whatever the blue is called, I do not remember. Yeah, Reeves makes with the stabbing very well. He is quite a versatile character, so I think we will likely use her quite a bit.
Hostile entities! Be careful!
Whoop.
That was hardly worth the trouble.
Got some treasure for me up here. Yeah. But also Rabite. Yeah, I like that her strong attack has that hop to it, so you can just jump over enemies that are attacking you. That seems good. I'm still getting a regular attack and dodge mixed up. I think it's because of FF7. Whoops.
No. Allow me.
Feel strength.
Ooh. Okay, Kevin got some training points. Let's give him something else good. What was I going to do with this? I think we were just going to put it into strength. Yeah, let's put that into strength.
It is unwise to get in our way.
Ooh, Atmo. Is that the payment app for bats? Wendell is ahead. Good. But first... Can't spell lucrative without Lucra. Oh, I think it's Dream Read. That must be the thing that switches day and night.
Hostile entities! Be careful! I will not hold back! One
Yeah, that's pretty good. And Kevin's got one, so we can, He's got 2 saved up, so we can just go nuts on something. Yeah, this game feels pretty good to play. Oh, here you go. You wanted this.
Danger is here. Go home. Okay?
Oh. Yeah, no. I definitely don't want to experience Charlotte's past.
I grew up with no parents, but there was one priest in Wendo that was always nice to me. Heath was kind and helpful. He took care of me. My grandpa asked Heath to go to Astoria to look into something for the temple. But I got a really, really bad feeling about it. I didn't want anything to happen to Heath. So I followed him in secret and didn't tell Grandpa when I left the temple that night.
She just goes to space.
A creepy-looking man took Heath away right when I finally found him again.
You ever watch the 80s Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy miniseries?
And then I couldn't even get back to Wendell because of the barrier. Until you opened a path through the chasm for me.
You know the Vogon poetry scene? Where they're like strapped to those tables and screaming in agony as the Vogon reads its poetry?
And fell down.
That's me in my computer chair right now.
If you hadn't been there, it would have been good night, Charlotte. That was close.
Fine. You can come with. On my way to Wendell to see the priest anyway.
Oh! You want to see Grandpa? Why didn't you say so? You didn't know it, but you helped your chances. I'm actually the granddaughter of the priest of White.
Now you think that white there,
Slowpoke. I'll
you think
take you to
she might
my
just not be able to pronounce R's?
Now, it's off to Wendell.
But that one was intentional.
Come
Well,
along, recruits. Follow me.
I hope you're happy, chat.
Oh, gotta protect the young ones.
I hope you're very pleased. Alright, so you want a lot of spirit. 1% more when healing an ally of 30 or lower. Yes, so Charlotte's going to be mainly spirit and intelligence. We might... Oh no, that affects the whole party. You might not want that. Mighty. Power attack damage increased by 5%. That actually could be a good skill. Okay, her strength skills are actually pretty good. That's a little shocking to me. Then again, none of this was in the original. She was just heals all day long. Oh, so you can just get it? Well, that's interesting. Yeah, she's got fortitude.
Allow me. I'm on the job.
I would like to set up a shortcut, I think. Oh, but the spell's not there. Oh, that's right. You can't use spells in this game until you have met
Allow me.
their spirit.
Allow me.
I forgot about that.
It is unwise.
Well, that's fine. We will meet Wisp soon enough.
Let's move.
Delightful.
Dangerous.
Well, it's a good thing that taking an axe to the face is worth exactly 9 damage.
Allow me.
Whoops.
We should continue on our journey as planned.
I'm on the job. Allow me.
He's always on duty. Yeah, so my guess is that this is a very strong party. But there are a few that you can't really say that about.
One down. Well fought. Stay through.
Did you see that? I was great.
My face is kind of this, like, frozen in a strange smile grimace. I think I look like Gormond right now. I'm glad I have these shade icons as well. Like, now that I think of it, things have set up pretty well for us going on, in the early going, rather. How much candy have we got? 12 candy, excellent. Well, these are way better than I remember them being. Faulty spring stepper, no step. You can't tell me what to do, sign. Again, that's why when the sign tells you not to do something, you do it immediately. then you go and hack the sign up. So yeah, this game has a calendar system. So as the days progress, there's one for each of the, so there's 7 days of the week, like normal.
I could bring Carl back.
6 of
So
them...
much for taking me here. Hurry! We need to request an audience with His Eminence.
Yeah, 6 of them are for the main elemental mana spirits, and then the other 2 are light and dark, for day and night. And then the 7th one is the fairies' day, or the mana holy day. And on that day, all inns are free. Alright, but before we go that, alcohol. Dang it. Oh well. Oh, let's see, how about armor? Armor would be nice. Guy's doing his dance. I'm pretty sure that's the same dance as you get from the mask in Majora.
Welcome.
Camaro's mask? Is that what it's called?
Where's to browse? Nice.
Ooh, exciting.
Sheep pajamas.
I had wanted this.
Alright, get rid of the old armor.
Come again.
Should any of the party be drinking? We should probably all be drinking. Of course, only if we're of age. Actually, I should be drinking more of that tea. Feel myself getting a little bit hoarse.
Welcome. Lots of wares to browse.
Nice, I have exactly enough money to buy everything.
Good work.
Oh, good choice.
This is useful.
It's interesting that it increases her magic attack more.
Come again.
Maybe I should get beer next time I go to the store. I haven't had any again for like a month. Oh, I also heard that hockey's coming back. They got a plan in place to bring back hockey for the playoffs, but they haven't decided on where they're going to do it yet. But it could be in Pittsburgh. Not that anybody can go to the games because there won't be any fans, but it would be in Pittsburgh.
I think I'll wait out here. I left without telling Grandpa. He's probably really mad at me.
Who isn't? Alright, well, she's gone now. 2-player party. Let me search for treasure first, though. Yeah, unsurprising. They thought they could sneak treasure past me. They were wrong. Got any of that treasure up here? How about you? You look like you know where treasure is. No, they're just wondering where Charlotte is. Well, I'm glad somebody's worried. I guess the Stardust Herb is for magic effects, so like stat debuffs, or, you know, elemental saber abilities. Now that's an interesting, unpleasant thing that bosses in this game will do. They will enchant your weapons with whatever, basically they'll cast positive spells on you to change your damage type to be whatever they absorb or are strong against. It's very, very annoying. And Stardust Herbs can help with that if you don't have your own saber spells to cancel out. Reese can get saber spells, but I don't remember which ones she gets and which classes they're in. But without attack magic, I think we're going to have use of saber spells.
Accept the Goddess of Mana's blessings.
Priest! Carl! Bring Carl back! Friend! He's my only friend! Carl, the wolf pup!
What is your name, son? I see. Listen well.
Oh, he's psychic. He just learned his name.
The gift of life comes with the inevitability of death. Nothing can replace a life lost, nor bring back a soul who is no longer with us. That is why the gift is so precious. But death is simply how new life begins. Though Carl cannot return to his previous life, his soul will live on in your heart. Do you understand?
He does not understand.
But... Carl... he's...
Keep the memory of him alive in your heart, young one. And someday Carl may be reborn into your life again. Do not give up hope.
No! This is the king's fault. Won't forgive him for what he did to Carl.
I am Reese, the princess of Laurent. My country was set upon by the thieves of Navarro. My father, the king, is dead. And my brother is missing. I was unable to save my father and country. But I will not stop until I find my brother. Please, Your Eminence, I need your guidance.
No! Laurent has fallen? I fear that without the help of the Goddess of Mana, there is nothing I can do to help your kingdom. There is no other way to bring Laurent back to its former glory.
Wait! I have something to say. Your Eminence, please listen. I have come from the Sanctuary of Mana to tell you that the Mana Tree is withering.
Man, this party's got all kinds of problems.
Weaker by the day.
Withering? But without the Mana Tree, the seals on the Mana Stones will break. The Benevodons will be released.
Now, is the magic circle on that paper, is that the symbol from Final Fantasy Adventure that's in the temple?
What?
I think it is.
You're acting like this doesn't affect you. You've been chosen by Fairy. This means that you alone can retrieve the Sword of Mana.
That's right, Jane Fairy, the fairy.
What? Fairy? What's he talking about?
I'm sorry. With the mana in the world so depleted, a fairy can't leave the sanctuary for long without a host. If I hadn't found you, I wouldn't have made it.
But Fairy's better now, yeah? We made it to Wendell. You do not need me anymore, so go to the old man instead.
Would that I were able to bear your burdens. However, once a fairy finds a host, they are bound to them for their whole life. Only death can part them.
Huh? Don't need a mana sword. I
Good
need
job, Kevin. You
revenge
accidentally got married.
on the one who hurt Carl. Can't get distracted.
Kevin, I'm sure you already know you don't have the strength to defeat the King of Ferolia. Not with your power right now. But with the Sword of Mana, you would.
What? Stronger than the king? Really? But what is the Sword of Mana?
Self-explanatory, Kevin.
The Sword of Mana is the embodiment of the ancient power of mana, guiding force of spirits. It is an alternate form of the Golden Wand used to create the world itself. The one who holds the Mana Sword gains awesome power. The sword lies in the roots of the Mana Tree, waiting.
One of the neat things in Secret of Mana
Before the Mana
is kind of
Tree
like that
withers
opening text
completely,
crawl,
you must reclaim
where it basically
the sword.
says, you know, every single
Awaken the
legendary
goddess of
sword
Mana
throughout all
once
of time, it was all this
She
one.
alone can bring peace to the realm and grant your wish.
I get that sword. I can defeat the king? Done! Where is the, Sanctuary of Mana?
I am so sorry. But with mana so depleted, I don't have enough power to open the portal to the sanctuary. Not by myself.
Throughout the world are 8 points of mana energy, mana stones, sealing away the fearsome Benevodons. If you activate the mana stones, the portal connecting our world to the Sanctuary of Mana should appear. Through that portal is the Sanctuary. However, you should know that the energy inside the 8
Oh yeah,
mana
so
stones
the
was sealed
calendar system in the game.
purpose, as
Each
the
spirit
Mana
is stronger on
Goddess
its own day.
began her slumber.
Then light is stronger in the day,
What do I
and
do?
dark is stronger
In
at night.
ages past, there once was an ancient spell used to control the energy from the mana stones and bend it to the user's will. However, countries refused to allow each other any control of the spell and use of the mana stones. The war that followed caused unspeakable damage. It was nearly as destructive as the sealed Benevodons. The survivors cursed the magic to avoid future tragedy and forbade anyone from using it. Now the life of any person who uses the spell will be forfeit. There is no longer anyone alive who knows how to work this cursed spell.
No hope?
There may be one way. If we borrow the powers of the elemental spirits that reside near the Mana Stones instead, I can combine their powers with what remains of mine to open the portal for everyone.
Splendid! This is a relief. If you wish to find a Mana Stone, I've heard many say that the Lightstone is in Cascade Cavern, guarded by the elemental Lumina. It is the cavern you pass
The
through
lie
in
detector
order to
said that
reach
that's a
here.
lie.
Take Fairy. With what remains of her power, she can help you find Lumina in the cavern. See if you may borrow his light powers.
Lumina is the only thing that's in there.
Please, allow me to accompany you, Fairy. My kingdom is important.
We'll get to
we
that stone
cannot allow
later,
the
but
tree
it's
of mana to
it's in a
wither and
significantly
die.
more
It
difficult
would be
dungeon than that.
catastrophic.
Thank you, Reese. I know that the Goddess of Mana will grant you the power to save your kingdom.
Thank you.
Oh, new ability. HP boost. Base HP increased by 30. Yeah, we can put that on someone. Let's see. Let's put that on. Alright, so I guess there are hidden abilities that we can get by talking to people. I doubt that any of them are here, though.
Don't leave me behind! I need to save Heath. I'm coming with you, whether you like it or not.
Then let it be not. Alright. Let's get to the inn. Yeah, you've got some open skill slots. Alright, so I'm going to rest at the inn and switch it to nighttime. We want to have Kevin at night whenever possible so he can use his beast transformation. And it should also increase the power of those shade totems or statues. Come on, shade statues. Lizard Fang, chocolate, mythic cookie. What is a mythic cookie? I don't think that is an item from the original. Mythic cookie. EXP increases by 20% temporarily. Interesting. Let's see. We don't want to change the enemy's shape. I want to... oh, remove. There we go. Where can I keep it on there? Deals fire magic damage. Yeah, I don't think I want to mess around with changing enemy shapes. That could go horribly wrong.
Welcome.
Yes. Alright, dungeon time. But first, looting. Possibly drinking. Oh, and cat. Important. Always important. Long faces. Yeah. We have many reasons to have long faces. Alright, onwards to the punching. Yeah, load times aren't too bad. Especially if it's going to get the whole area.
Allow me. This is my fight. No need to trouble yourself. Next.
That's how it's done.
Alright, but we need to go not the same way.
We overpowered the enemy.
Is there a chest? No, there's not a chest. Yeah, so this way leads further in.
Wait, stop.
What you doing, fairy?
There's mana power coming from the waterfall. See that strange hole? Further up. I bet Lumina is in there.
Alright. And that is where we shall go.
Menace! Defeated! Okay! Good training!
Nice. Get that bonus.
We should work together to defeat this threat. We won admirably.
Yeah, I like the bonuses. I wonder what all the bonuses are.
Take down the enemy!
Like, is there a bonus for really ruining a guy's day?
Let's focus on finding Lumina. Then let's go. I gotta bring Heath back.
Let's save first. I remember the first time I played this game on SNES, I lost to the boss here, and it was quite embarrassing.
Is that the hole? Fairy said we have to get there. But how do we do that?
Oh, right. I forgot you can't fly. I think I can use the residual mana power in the waterfall to get you over there. Let's give it a try.
Just me, or do her ears kind of look like extra hands? Well, that makes a lot more sense than the SNES version. So in the original, you just kind of run. You just run across nothing.
Menace! Defeat it quickly and move!
What the? Armor? That's weird. Okay, that's a new mechanic.
Focus on finding Lumina.
Certainly. Laurent will not be overrun for long.
That's a little scary. Okay. I have to keep in mind. Maybe it's a hard mode thing. Now, if you can catch them on hand axe and get behind them, that seems like easy
I knew I
criticals.
had such power within me.
Heal. Yeah, I think I kind of want some spirit as well. Assuming that the stats essentially do what they originally did. I still think it's hilarious that instead of fixing dexterity, that was the stat that didn't do anything in the original.
No more enemies.
Instead of fixing it, they just got rid of it. I just find that incredibly funny.
I'm on the job.
Allow me. We should work together to defeat this threat.
Can't you tell? We are getting stronger.
Oh no. No, I can't tell. Oh hey, zombies. You just love it when they come out of the ground.
Feel strength.
Now, I wonder how it decides whether or not you get the damage bonus, or the bonus for taking no damage. I guess it has to be for whichever character you're controlling. Like, you personally don't take damage.
This is my fight.
I'm on the job.
I will.
Oops.
I'm on the job.
Allow me.
Oh, here we go. Oh. Got the double axe. Where are you going, Kevin? The last goblin's over here. He's over here. Let's see. I think there's treasure. Stuff to break. That's good. There we go. Yeah, there's a treasure. Bandana. Let's see. Yeah, we'll have Kevin use that.
On it.
Switch back to him. Oh, you're doing the boss already? So Charlotte is only 5 experience away from a level. Like, surely there's something over here that I can punch for 5 experience. Yeah, here we go.
Leave it to me, Wookiees.
One down.
I'm getting good at this.
Okay. That's what I was talking about last time, like, grinding for a ton of levels, no
Let us
thanks.
work together to defeat the enemy.
1 extra fight to get 5 experience? Yeah, okay. That's fine. Alright, here we go. It's a giant enemy crab.
Elemental? Monster? Which?
The Full Metal Hugger.
This isn't the elemental we're looking for. It's a giant monster. So why do I feel mana power coming off of it?
Is it even possible to fight a monster possessing mana power?
Ugh, fight the monster first.
Hurry later.
Yeah, the team is doing a very good job of not getting hit by the ivy. Good job, team.
This is how it is done in Laurel.
It's hurt. Time to strike.
We cannot lose focus. We must win.
One down.
Wow, that was not as difficult as the original game. I was not expecting to just no-hit the first boss. But credit to the AI for being extremely smart for a change and dodging all the attacks.
Heyo! Looking for Lumina? That'd be me.
Oh my
Nice
god.
to meet ya. A pleasure.
Lumina, please.
And thanks for releasing me from the belly of that Full Metal meanie, am I right? Who knows what would have happened if you hadn't come.
What have they done to
Barry filled
Lumina?
me in on your plight while you were fighting. Telepathy's great, huh?
They turned him into a rock.
Just like Fairy, we elementals need mana to live. I'll help however I can to make sure we save the mana of the world.
Lumina, where is the Lightstone?
It's straight up from here, deep within the old ruins. But you can't exactly get there from here. Oh, no. It's safe, though. For now, at least. It's so unstable. It seems like the Benevodon could be unsealed at any minute. We gotta get the rest of the elementals on board and open the portal to the sanctuary.
Huh? A crack? Here. Wait. Maybe a shortcut.
Nice, okay. Light elemental magic, putting points towards abilities in the training section. Holy Saber, use allies' weapon with light elemental damage. Healing Light, we got that. And Holy Bolt. Holy Bolt, I think, is an Angela spell. She might not be the only one who can use it, though. Let's take a look. Mighty. What's Twinkle Rain heal status effects? Yeah, I'll do this. Okay, so then... Oh, I see. That's how it works. Nice. And we can shortcut this.
I'm on the job.
On it!
I'm on the job.
Okay, so the shortcuts only work when you're playing as that character.
On it!
I see. I'm gonna break these pots. Get those sweet, sweet crystals. Oh, isn't this the way I came in? It is. But if the other way is a shortcut, why is the game pointing me this way? Yeah, this is totally a shortcut.
It is unwise to get in our way.
Dark vision thanks to my blood. Don't worry.
He's got night vision thanks to his blood.
What?
Man, Kevin, you're just getting constantly owned all the time.
Thanks for taking down the cavern barrier. Saved us some trouble. Now, nothing's stopping us from invading Wendell. This is a present to show our appreciation. No! Let's get going.
Of course, it had to happen though, because you know, this series is all about falling down waterfalls.
Oh, what do I do?
Cast heal. Get Lumina to cast heal. Oh no, we're getting the fairy flashback now.
Oh, the mana tree continues to wither.
Yep, rip everyone.
A hero must be found to take the Sword of Mana and awaken our goddess.
Then, let us ask the Priest of Light for guidance.
We must not delay any longer. Let's go!
I cannot continue.
What do you mean? We're so close! We can do this!
I can't make it to the other realm with my powers. I leave the rest of it to you. Please, hurry.
Oh, we cannot continue either. Please go on without us.
Find our hero and save the mana tree.
Exactly one useful fairy in the entire Mana Holy Land. I feel like they threw that in there just to make sure that every character is miserable, not just the playable ones. Didn't skip wing day.
Wait, where?
Yeah, we're back in Jad.
Let me out!
Shut it. No one's coming anyway.
Who? Tell me, where is this?
Name's Duran. I'm a swordsman from Volsena. This here is the stronghold of Jad. Well, the prisons anyway. I saw the beastmen bring you in here unconscious. Those fiends are the worst. Usually they'd be no match for me, but they caught me with my guard down. In my sleep. Same with you, right? Those cowards. But I'll get the drop on them yet. But wait there, I'll get you out. Just give me a sec.
Quit your yakking. Keep quiet.
You you! Oh, woo! Oh, knew I smelled something foul. Guess I should have known it was you.
Why, you? Get back! I'll shut that mouth myself.
Rip that guy. He is just incredibly fired.
Uh-oh.
Ha! Oaf.
Don't put that one on your resume, guy.
There, you're free. Let's get out of here. Let's split up here for now. You better run to the docks and get out of this town. Hey, I'll meet you. While the Beastmen are attacking Wendell, their forces are spread thin. You can catch that boat before it sets sail. I heard the townsfolk mention it before I got caught. Oh, you look pretty beat after a night in jail. Offer a prayer to that mana statue, and you'll be healed completely. Sorry, but I can't wait. Good luck to you.
Alright, maybe we'll do this last. It'd be a little strange to leave off right now. I want that treasure, though. Oh, here we go. Nice. Huh? Well, that's unexpected, but probably useful. The treasure is almost certainly in there to make you want to go in there. Let's do ward off. Wait, stealing his water? No, no. This is a team of heroes. We would never do such a thing. It's fine. It's not like we stole it. You know, we released him, so he doesn't need it anymore. So he graciously donated it to the cause. You know? Actually, just in case, I'm gonna look in here. It's very tempting to just run straight out. But, treasure? Could be. Bust them all up at once.
We won admirably.
Some devices keeping each up. Well, there's a lot of treasures in there. I think it is worth finding a button. Maybe unlock that.
We can take this enemy in no time.
Whoa. Oh, she used her class strike. Good. That the ruler of the city keeps the key to the prison directly behind his throne. I mean, really, where else are you going to put it? Are you sure none of this stuff is useful? You know, maybe the lance? No? We'd be even stronger if we had a lance. Lance, rather. Oh, hang on.
Peace has returned.
Whoa. Whoa. There's a purple one. Oh, it's empty, okay.
This one is so annoying. All done.
Alright, so let's see what this switch does. These switches are... I don't think any of this was in the original, so I don't know what it does. Another door opened. Somewhere. Guess I'll check both rooms just in case it was in the room. Secret treasure room? Or maybe you just needed to go over here to open the way out. That's probably what it is. Oh yeah, it was this door. Okay. Well, there's a treasure on the other side as well. That's a ton of wolves. I think maybe I would like to not fight a billion wolves. So maybe if I just like... Oh no, come on. Come on, you can do it. Just get on the chest. We're gonna do speedrun tactics, okay? Come on. No!
I'm on the Jalowni.
Please, can you jump higher?
On it. I'm on the Allow me.
Alright, new plan.
My turn.
Just fling a hurricane at them.
So weak. Could have won alone.
We should work together to defeat this threat.
I'm on the job.
Yeah, we're never doing that again.
Hurry, let's move.
$15? No, I'd say 6 at best. Really? 15? Oh, Jesus. He's an elf. Hang on.
I'm on the job.
They spin! Oh, I need to make a GIF of this. You can use this as a as like a GIF or something for you know, before we're starting up.
Get aboard, quick! We're setting sail.
Wait! Duran isn't here. Can't set sail yet.
Sorry, we have to cast off now. All aboard!
Hey, wait for me!
Well, rip Duran.
Drat! Just miss it. Well, safe travels.
Hey, I saw a treasure at that lighthouse. Alright, turn the boat around. We gotta go get the treasure.
We've wasted too much time. We have to get to Maya and find the rest of the elementals.
I think this is the point. No. No, it was earlier. Never mind. I was thinking of something that already happened. I think that's just showing that it's... Oh, it's 11:30. Wow. Yeah, time has flown by in this one. I think it's just, I'm having a lot of fun with this game. And I've been very happy with the new version of the soundtrack. It's leagues better than Secret of Mana's was.
Where to now?
Why don't you ask around town for ideas?
Oh, good.
Golden Road, huh?
Oh, good idea.
Yeah, I'm having a blast. Like, the classic game is really good. I was happy to play it in, like, the official English version of it on the Collection of Mana on Switch. And I'm 100% happy to play it again in this version. It's really cool. Oh, there's Reese. What's up? Very confusing layout. People keep coming up to ask for directions. Oh, no. Very walnut. Excellent. Yeah. So, let's take a nap at the inn. Well, we gotta do seeds first. Okay, seeds, nap. 3 main villains and many party configurations. Is it a fairly shortish run? I think it's band of 2. I think the game's pretty long, but a lot of that is because enemies respawn like super constantly in the original, and it seems that they don't so much here. And there's a lot of like trap rooms that you don't know are trap rooms until you go in and get locked in and have to do a nasty fight. So my thinking is that, you know, game-wise it won't take as long, but the cutscenes will take longer since it's not just text. What do we just get? Spirit Serum. Spirit stat increases by 1. Well now. Well, that certainly is a fascinating,
Welcome.
And I think here specifically I don't want to change the time of day because it changes the NPCs that are out and which buildings are open. It's pretty neat. Alright. So I think that's going to wrap it up for me. Now imagine this screen, but with the characters spinning. I think that's what I'm looking for here. It's just not like the whole screen, just the part with the characters on it, and then just spinning around. I think that's what I would like to have. Maybe I will look into that. Oh, that's fun. That was fun. At some point I got to ooh. Oh god, yeah. I gotta check out the AI settings, see what all you can change. Seemed like there were a lot of different choices. But for now, I am going to bid you adieu for the night. Have a good night, everybody. I'll see you later this week.